Okay, hi everybody. Asked Tracy if I could have a few minutes of your time today. For those who don't know me, I'm Gina A here at the store, working Mondays 3 to 8 usually. I also teach the 101 class and the journaling class. And if you don't recognize me from that, here you go. Some of you may recognize me better with my tiara on. All joking aside, though, oftentimes, if you've been in the store with me or taken one of my classes, you've heard me say that um, scrapbooking is cheaper than therapy. And we've all made jokes about it, but the truth is, it really is. And I have some personal experience there. I am a person who is good at keeping other people's secrets. I don't keep secrets about myself at all. I usually will tell my story to a stranger on a bus. So there is nobody who knows me well who doesn't know this story. But if this is something new that you haven't heard about me before, I'm going out of my comfort zone to put this on the internet. But I am a two-time cancer survivor. And more importantly, for this purpose, I have been diagnosed many years ago with clinical depression and anxiety. That is something that I have to manage every day. It's just a part of my life, something that I have to manage and live with. And scrapbooking literally is a lifeline for me. That may sound over the top, but it's actually true. When I went to a therapist, he told me that the best thing I could do for myself was to have a creative hobby. And I quickly figured out that if I didn't pay him $100 an hour, I could afford even more scrapbook supplies. So you've often heard me say that I have a prescription for this hobby. In this current situation, many of us are experiencing anxiety, certainly. And so I asked Tracy if I could talk to you in this way because I feel so strongly that this hobby can help you. There, if you don't believe me, you can go online, research stress and creativity, Google it. You'll find dozens more than dozens of studies that prove the link between good mental health and stress release with doing a creative hobby. So you already have that ability. You have this love of this hobby to start with. Use it right now to um, help yourselves through this time. And so, what I wanted to do first off is to tell you just personally, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV, but I'm going to tell you what I have found to be the best things for me in fighting anxiety and depression. First, information. When there's a situation that is anxiety producing, if I can get information about it, it helps me to keep things in perspective. Right now, it's my personal opinion that we're having almost information overload. So I myself am limiting myself to the news. I'm usually a news junkie. I work from home a lot. I have the news on in the background. I'm not doing that anymore. Um, Second thing, I always try to practice gratitude, trying to remember that in the midst of whatever we're going through, there are always so many things that we can do to remind ourselves of the blessings that are in our lives. Three, we all heard not Dr., Mr. Rogers say that when times are scary or tough, look for the helpers. And this is something that I think if you're wondering how to help your children with stress, this is a perfect thing because now is the time. There are helpers all around us. And everybody is being helpful in a way. Point that out. Take note of it yourself. Point it out to your children. Right now, I want to say that we here at Photoscraps are extremely grateful because we know that you are being our helpers. So many of you have called for curbside pickup and for orders to be mailed, and it's it's just been a true blessing. And so thank you. I'll take a minute just to say that. Then using the hobby. This is where I use my scrapbook hobby. I do journal a lot. When all this is said and done, take my journaling class if you haven't already, and I'm going to teach you how to do some good introspective journaling. But for now, I'm going to show you a few things today, and then over the next weeks, Tracy and the other ladies here at the shop, we've all had a meeting. We've talked about things, and we're going to be posting some different ways to help you use your creative hobby, but also journaling prompts and things like that. If you feel like, how do I even start? So there is going to be our ways of helping you be creative during this time. You can do your regular scrapbook pages. You can do cards. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Find the humor in everything. I'm telling you, I know this is a serious time that we're in, but you got to admit some of these memes that are going around have been funny. I have been personally downloading things. Right now, it's hard to see the humor, but down the road, I know I will, and I'm going to be able to print those memes and use them in a layout. Someday soon, you'll see those hanging in the store because I believe strongly that we're going to get through this sooner rather than later. And then, of course, not the last, but the other tool that I use for fighting my personal depression and anxiety is prayer. But whether for you that's praying to a deity, or whether you are just meditating, quiet time, doing yoga, any of those things, those are always helpful things to do.